I know I'm giving you the high sign. Let's go. It's 8 o'clock. God knows I'm not ready. Oh, man. I ask you, and I do, and I don't want you to stop, but I ask you to send me stuff. And Democrats laugh all the time at us. They laugh at us all the time because they watch the show and they'll say, and they'll laugh and they'll say, "Oh, I forgot. Your audience is your research department." Let me tell you something. I trust this audience. Where you guys send me stuff I read all day long. I don't get a chance to do it on the show. It's only a 2-hour show. But I trust this audience and the research that comes from this audience far and above anything that they put out with a narrative that they try to drive. But there's a but coming. Sending me that picture, I am trying to keep it together. I am. I mean, I don't even care. I get heartbroken over things. I don't care what you call me. You can call me a softie. You can call me anything you want under the sun. But I get absolutely heartbroken over things. And I was heartbroken all day yesterday because my friend could not go and be with her daughter that's having the first grandchild because the daughter and husband decided that only vaccinated people could be around their children. That upset me to the core yesterday because just the day before, I went to see my grandchildren at school and also our new one, 6 weeks old. That if it's just a couple years ago, we would have all had to wear masks, or I may not have been able to be allowed around my grandchildren because of no vaccination. So that rocked me. That just rocked me to the core yesterday. Then the devastating pictures of that young lady's horrific last moments on this earth, getting attacked by someone number 33. And I have to get through this, Diane. By the way, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. Thank you, Diane. And you know why. But this just rocked me yesterday. I mean, I had number 77. This guy has like how many arrests? How many arrests? That just... And then after that, you know, they spent an entire day attacking RFK Jr. because of his passion for our children, number 51, and some of the testimony that came out yesterday in a subcommittee that the media won't even talk about. They won't talk about any of yesterday's subcommittee testimony. And every time I think of that baby right there in every one of those shots, and God forbid we ask what's wrong with the kids. And then, if that's not enough of what they're doing to our children, this comes out, 109, I say it all the time. I know I'm a grammatical nightmare. I get that. I understand that. 12th grade test scores, 35% proficient in reading, 22% proficient in math. If we take a minute and try to figure out what happened, what they've done to our kids, but no, they've spent more time on behavior than actually on trying to switch a child's behavior than learn to read. The money invested, right? So this comes out. But I will tell you this, if we keep it up, 102, if we keep going in the right direction of the deep state corporate corrupt media, we may find out who signed that damn birthday card. Why, we may get to the bottom of that. We may get to the bottom of that before we do autism, right? Before we find out what they did to our children. When people on buses just get up and murder someone, and then the thing is somebody freaking videoed the damn thing. It took pictures. Oh, wow, this will go viral. What the hell is wrong with us? What in the hell is going on? But we may find out who signed that birthday card. It's like, what? What? Is everything a lie? I mean, is every single damn thing out there a lie, a manipulation, an illusion? You know, I live in Georgia, where we have the greatest, we have the Hollywood of the East, where they film and create illusions every day for film. Is that what we have? Is this the damn Truman Show and I just don't know it? Nobody told me? Give me video 18, Diane.
Carter Evans reporting. The nation's report card is out, and this one won't be going on the fridge. Reading and math scores for high school seniors are at their lowest level in decades. Elaine Quijano has the disappointing numbers, and she visited a school that's setting an example for the nation.
I figured it out, right? Why, number 106. I thought it was about the victims. I thought the Epstein file was about the victims. I thought we wanted it released so we could, bring those vile people that raped and the children to justice. But wow, I think it's about getting Donald Trump. I think it's more about this will get Donald Trump. Number 80, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I have a question for you, MTG. All right. Thomas Massey, I have a question for you. Ro Khanna, the Denver. I have a question. Is this really about the victims that you lined up in front of the microphone? Is it? Is it about justice? Marjorie, is it about getting to go read those names on the floor of the House? Is it really? Thomas Massey, do you dislike Donald J. Trump so much that you will mask trying to get to the bottom of the Epstein files? When you've got that nice new shave, you've got a publicist, you got gel in your hair, wearing contacts, you got a little color in your cheeks. Huh, interesting, Thomas. Right? Marjorie Taylor Greene, are you participating? You're on MSNBC. I saw a post yesterday. I looked at this post. I don't know. I always get messed up. Did I see it? Did I saw it? Did I seen it? Whatever. There was a post yesterday. It's like, wait a minute. Marjorie Taylor Greene being praised by MSNBC. And I almost sent the person a message that said, I told you that 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I put it right here, didn't I? I said, anytime MSNBC, ABC, right? They were all, even I played the clip. I played the clip from Joe Scarborough where Joe said, well, we find it unusual. We're agreeing with Marjorie Taylor Greene. So, Marjorie, are you just that mad at Trump because you're not in the Oval Office all the time? Are you just that mad at Trump because you don't get the same level of notoriety? You can't get out there and raise the same amount of money, and actually Laura Loomer's getting more news than you. Are you that angry at Donald Trump because he didn't endorse you for Senate or endorse you for governor in Georgia that you'll side and find yourself as a media darling for people like Morning Joe and MSNBC and ABC? Is it about the victims? Is it about bringing these evil people to their knees and cleaning out the nasty, vile corruption that raped these young ladies, no matter who they are? Or is it about getting Donald Trump once again? Because God knows they're not going to stop. Number 102, right? They're not going to stop. They're going to solve who signed the damn. It don't matter what's going on with your kids. It don't matter if you're trying to figure out their learning disability. It doesn't matter. But we're going to find out that Donald Trump really signed that damn birthday card. All right, take that down. I am just so sick. I mean, we have a show here, Diane. I've sent 30 videos, and the majority are about, 2 days ago, I watched what was it, Diane? You know the day. Was it Friday? What day was it, right? That I watched all 3.5 hours of RFK on there. And what did the lady yelling at him? You're a charlatan. You're a charlatan. What was Warner yelling at RFK Jr.? You don't know how many people died of COVID? Well, you are the HHS secretary. Now, our last assistant secretary had no idea that she is really a man. And we let that slide. But you don't know how many people died of COVID. What? 3 hours. But yesterday, solid. I mean, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to try to stay focused, Diane. I'm not making you no promises. Give me number 78. Senate Homeland Security Committee examined science, vaccines, and public perception. Now, I don't usually, how many times on this show do I usually advocate or tell you to go watch a committee hearing? Very seldom do I do that. This one, I know it's 3 hours, 23 minutes. Go watch this committee hearing. If you get a chance, go watch it. Now, take that down. So, we're going to get into that in depth. All right. Now, the Georgia hour at 10 o'clock, I'm going to explain things at 10 o'clock that no one else will. And I don't knock people out there. I don't bring up names on the show, but you get these people that just go for clickbait and they just go for an emotional rush, and they never solve anything. And I do wonder at times, are they being paid by the opposition just to flip things up into a frenzy? But here, I explain things, and I explain it like it or not. I have a lot of people like, I didn't like that. Well, sorry, I'm going to explain it anyway. Now, so last month in August, Hey, Diane, I got a question for you. And I always get concerned. My screw up on 18, you got that right because you just played it. You moved the other 18 to, what was it, number 26. You got that moved, okay? And I'm sorry. Diane will send me a message like, I have 2 video 18s. Oh, okay. Where'd this come from today? All right, so number 49, Derek Dooley running for Senate here in Georgia. He's out there trying to appeal to the black vote, get a pack of Marlboros and get a scratch off, right? I don't know. Take that down. Now, it seems like in August, just in August, there's no reporting this morning how Trump is correct. None. And it's absolutely, I mean, I am so sick of the absolute sorry, mom bullshit. I get so tired of it. The lies, the corruption. It's just sickening. Now, Joe Biden put this lady, right? Number 56. Joe Biden put this lady in. Now, we have Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell is the chair of the Federal Reserve. And every time I turn around, these Mockingbird media networks, they're talking about, oh, we must protect the Fed's independence. Why, we must keep them independent. Why, Trump continues to attack Jerome Powell for no reason. Can Jerome Powell withstand the pressures from Donald Trump? And then Jerome Powell will come to the podium and very nicely say, well, we judge statistics. We're not moved by emotion. We look at numbers. We look at trends. I mean, I tell you what, it would not be well for me to bump into Jerome Powell. It really wouldn't. It really wouldn't. I mean, I'm not saying, I would do something in the worst kind of way. But I tell you what, I tell him what the hell I think. Because they're smarter than you and I. Why, they're brilliant people. And he stands up there and he looks so good to the elite class on TV. See, on TV, those are the elite class. Why, they're smarter than you and I. How dare you sit there and think that your brain can excel and be larger than Joe and Minka's and over at CNN, Jake Tapper. Why, in fact, Jake Tapper even has glasses that make him look like 9 more points or whatever to the intelligence of his IQ that he doesn't have, right? I mean, how dare you question it? Why, when Jerome Powell stands up there and he is not pushed by Donald Trump and he's not intimidated by Donald Trump's attacks, and he says, we make our interest rate cuts based on data, trends, statistics, not just. So, you didn't know? They cooked the books, as they say. Now, Trump fires this lady, right? Bureau of Labor Statistics. They went nuts. They lost their SHI asterisk that Trump fired this person. I mean, Trump has an interest. The president of the United States, my president, your president, whoever you may hate out there, has an interest. And actually, you and I may be getting a fraction of the truth. Give me video. Now listen to this report from ABC on the firing of Joe Biden's BLS commissioner from ABC. Give me video 26, Diane.
And some breaking news this afternoon. The White House now confirming that the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics has been fired. The president alleges that the quote, as he put it, Biden political appointee allegedly faked a bad jobs report today and did the same right before the election. So for more on all of this, I want to bring in White House correspondent Karen Travers. And Karen, we should note that according to the BLS website, this commissioner is a 20-year federal government employee. But first, can you break down this announcement from the president?
Yeah, the president says in a Truth Social post that he is ordering the firing of the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That is, of course, the agency that puts out the job numbers. He is saying it's because of his frustration with those jobs revisions that Alexis was just talking about, the new numbers now for the May and June jobs report. The president taking issue with this and also making an accusation with no evidence behind it that there were fake numbers put out last year during the election season. The commissioner is somebody that, as you pointed out, has 20 years of federal government experience. She was appointed by Joe Biden back in 2023 and was confirmed overwhelmingly by the Senate in January of 2024. Now, the president says he is going to replace this commissioner with somebody he says would be much more competent and qualified. The president, Alex, in his social media post says important numbers like this must be fair and accurate. They can't be manipulated for political purposes, but there is no evidence that that's actually being done. These numbers get revised. They also can get revised up, too. But the president not happy with these job numbers that were released today for July and those revisions to May and June.
Well, and I think it's also important to note that the BLS is the same government bureau that puts out the inflation number, which is something that the president has often touted. But Karen, as you were pointing out, I mean, it's also worth noting that these numbers are revised just about every month.
Every month. And it's not always downward. You could have an increase in jobs when they look at the new data coming in. There are always revisions. And when you get the jobs report on that first Friday of the month, there is that note at the bottom of it saying that they looked at new data for the previous 2 months and they make those revisions. So this is not something that is surprising. It is something that is baked into jobs reports that come out every month on this day.
Why, it's okay if she's not accurate. It's okay if she fakes it. It's okay if they cook the books. It's okay if inflation rates, job numbers, and interest rates and inflation. Oh, stock market. It went up, record high today based on job numbers. Stock market went down today so many points because of the market. The job market looked soft. Stocks went here. It's all cooked. Every damn bit of it. Stocks up, stocks down, manipulation. The rich people up in D.C., the rich people just piling up the damn money. They got to build another damn house just to put the money in a damn room where they manipulate everything. And the poor people got to work 2-3 jobs to pay car insurance. I mean, my God damn it. And then you keep cheering and voting for the same damn criminals and putting the damn people back in office while the rich people keep building houses with rooms to stack their money in while the poor get poorer. Kids can't read, kids can't write, drugs everywhere, 2-3 jobs, 1/3 shift at the Waffle House to try to buy a set of tires for a car. What the hell? It's all a friggin' lie. All the numbers. But let's not forget, this woman is decorated. Why, she's a bureaucrat, 57. And Jerome Powell comes out and he withstands. Oh, Jerome Powell withstands those attacks from Donald Trump. And he makes his decisions based on data and trends. Why? There's a chance of a recession on Monday. Thursday, there's not a chance of recession on Monday. Friday, the market reacts and they like what they hear. Monday, Trump said tariff, it went down 18 points. And Thursday, somebody's building another damn room to stack up their money. Why, the people out here in America can't pay their medical bills, right? Got to hear shit about vaccination, kids with autism, kids can't read, kids can't write, but I'll be damned if you ain't got an $1,100 cell phone. Now, let me try to regroup here. Well, she's a well-performing, that right there, Erica, while she's a 20, we should take note, she's a 20-year bureaucrat. A 20-year bureaucrat. Well, we should take note now. So, and I tell you, this just fires me up. It fires me up because, you know, I'm most, give me number 98. So in the last, I don't give a damn about Ukraine this morning. You got it? I don't. I'm sorry. All right. I don't want anybody to die. I don't even want to hear about Israeli hostages. All right. I wish them well. I hope they're returned. I hope they solve the matter. I hope they do. All right. I'm much more interested in Gary, Indiana, Topeka, Kansas, right? Shreveport, Louisiana, wherever, Ellijay, Georgia, Bryson City, North Carolina, you name it, I can name it. I'm more interested in that. I don't give a damn about that other stuff. I'm tired of it. All right. 900, almost 1 million jobs. Now, this lady was only there for a year. Now, take that right there and go back to this right here. Now, do you think the news is talking about her? Number 57. I want to go back to here. 57, right? Erica. She was there from January 2024 to August 1st, 2025, right? She was there the entire time. The entire time these numbers were altered. And the entire January 2024, she was there for the year. She altered everything. Hang tight. I got something else. Let's see. Video 20.
We'll go through the massive revision from the Bureau of Labor Statistics showing the U.S. economy added far fewer jobs from April of last year through March of this year. And we'll dig into the alarming new data on student test scores, with some teenagers performing at historic lows.
We talked about that the other day, Willie. Math scores.
Not one single word that Trump was totally and completely correct. 1 million jobs. Not one single word that Trump was totally and completely correct to fire this person. Not one. Give me number 91. Behind the curve, pressure mounts for Fed rate cuts after massive employment revision. What data are they analyzing? Because I want to come back to that one there. I want to come back to that one. Give me this right here. Number 58, that Jerome Powell. I don't want to bump into his ass. I approve every message Donald Trump ever put out about that guy. Every one, no matter what it is. The Federal Reserve cut interest rates 3 times in 2024. All within the latter half of the year, with the first reduction occurring in September. Manipulating, trying to get Kamala Harris, the deep state. September, cut the rate. November, cut the rate. December, cut the rate. What data was he using? When he stands up there at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and says, well, we don't adjust rates based on outburst and emotion, from the president. and the Fed, we must maintain their independence, right? Oh my God, we must do anything we can to the institution, we must maintain the independence of this institution. Why it's important. Bureaucrats, just because they get it wrong, doesn't mean it's wrong. So 3 times, what data did he use? What trend lines was he looking at? Because it surely wasn't the ones that were accurate from Erica. I would see that and I would say, no, this is not accurate. But then again, but I will tell you this. Give me not one single word. Not one single word. Hold on a minute, Diane, where's that at? Give me this right here. Give me, I had it here a minute ago. 98. (9/11), 1 million jobs. But I will tell you this, 102, we will not stop until we're completely sure that Trump signed this damn birthday card. While we maintain the reverence and the independence and the deep state. Elon, I talked about this yesterday. I won't go into it now, but Elon, give me video 3. I really loved this video yesterday. Give me video 3.
You're in Palo Alto and not Washington, D.C.
I'm at Tesla Global Engineering Headquarters in Palo Alto.
Yeah. So no more Washington, D.C. You're back at work. You're focused. Yeah?
I haven't been to D.C. since May.
Okay.
That was a hell of a side quest.
That was a good side. Any lessons from your time in Washington, D.C.?
The government is basically unfixable.
Elon, only.
I applaud David's noble efforts in this. It's good to have talented people in the administration, but at the end of the day, if you look at our national debt, which is insanely high, the interest payments exceed the Defense Department, War Department budget. And they keep rising. So if AI and robots don't solve our national debt, we're toast.
Oh, by the way, the French are broke. The UK is broke. Yeah, we're broke. Just so you know. But we have Jerome Powell watching trend lines. And someone could say something or sneeze, and the market could go up. And the rich can get, I know, you don't like it when I say this, richer. Take a break.
It's Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Ackworth. Now save $11,000 off new Silverado 1500 crew cabs. Plus, get $500 bonus cash for your trade. Pick your Silverado from our huge selection. Save a whopping $11 grand off. Plus, $500 bonus cash for your trade during Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Ackworth. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCar Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Diane, I hope you're doing well. Diane, I'm really thinking about scrapping this and like doing a sports show. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. I mean, when you go through this, and then I think one of the most frustrating things for me is I will then go to X later in the day and I will see grifters and noisemakers and charlatans. So what do you call them? I will see them just blasting things out, not solving anything. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to come in tomorrow and clean up your mess. So
if you do a sports show, I can't guarantee that I'll pay attention.
Okay. Do you understand some days why I feel that way, though? I mean,
yeah, you should. I sent you Rhonda Thomas's last newsletter, and it goes along with what you're talking about today. How there's no accountability in the schools, so the kids are just doing as they please because of all this. I forget the SEL, and now there's a new one.
Social emotional learning, right?
Yeah, social emotional learning, and now there's a new one called restorative justice.
All right, what Diane's talking about when she says Rhonda Thomas's newsletter, folks. In Georgia, we have a great organization called Truth in Education. It's called Truth in Education. And we have a chapter in Gilmer County. Do we have a chapter in Fannin? Do we have someone in Fannin?
Yeah, there's somebody in Fannin, not in Gilmer.
Oh, someone in Fannin, not in Gilmer. Okay. So we have Truth in Education, but so some days I just want to, I want to tell you something, and I got to get moving here because we got to get into the vaccine and RFK and the hearings yesterday. How many of you watched the study that came out from Henry Ford Clinic or Henry Ford Hospital up there, or University Hospital or whatever in Michigan? Wow. I mean, that will blow you away. It really will blow you away if you watch the video on that vaccine study. And then I'm cautious. We're going to roll with it, but I'm cautious, Diane, because I'm not a physician, okay? I'm not a physician. I do struggle with the big words. I struggle with the names of the doctors. And I like for our segments to be clean. So sometimes, I'm cautious on doing some of these segments, but I watched, and just in a general statement, how many vaccines are given to our children that there's really no study on. There's really no studies on these vaccines that our children are being given. So we'll get into that in just a minute. I want to go here. Diane, if you want to chime in, you can. Pay attention to this. I'm going to play just about 30 seconds. I think it's 3 minutes long. Diane, give me video 28. And wait, look for the high sign.
The biggest divide in our country is not left versus right. It's top versus bottom. Billionaires want us looking left and right at each other so that we're not looking up at them. The people at the top work so hard to keep us angry and divided because our unity is a threat to their wealth and their power. So their social media algorithms and their cable news networks tear us apart. They divide us by party, by race, by gender, by religion, so that we don't notice that they're defunding our schools, gutting our healthcare, and cutting taxes for themselves and their rich friends. It is the oldest strategy in the world: divide and conquer. But we will not.
Give me number 34. Where did you first hear about this young man, Diane? That's a test. Who told you to watch out for this young man? That would be me. I told you months ago. Now, this young man, Tellerico, all right, Tellerico launches Senate campaign in Texas. So he's running for the Senate, all right? And that is just 30 seconds of his statement. Give me number 76. He's a Democrat, right? Now, every day they tell you the Democrats can't find their message. And all the media, you know those shows that have the bright lights and the colors that mesmerize people where they can't get their ass away from Fox News and can't get their ass away from CNN and those people that always have that information, right? And they're always whipping everything into a frenzy. And they're telling you every single day that Democrats can't find their voice. Democrats can't find their direction. They've lost their way. Can they reconnect to the voters? It's over for Democrats. And then along comes this young man who happens to be, I think he's a Presbyterian pastor. Now, would you have picked up directly in that first 30 seconds that he's a Democrat? Would you pick that up? Maybe. But did you pick up that he might cross lines and connect to other people? State Representative James Tellerico to jump in the Texas Senate race. This young kid, they're already pushing money behind him, right? As John Cornyn and Ken Paxton are going at each other, this kid's getting in on the Democrat side. Just saying, take that down. I told you that. I told you, pay attention. I told you a long time ago, right? All right, now, so I was thinking to myself, when I heard this yesterday, why, this must be, so up in, just make this brief, we'll get it out of the way. Up in Michigan, God bless my cousins in Michigan. Hi, how are you? I hope you're watching. If you're not, I'm going to be upset. But family and friends, up in Michigan, remember they had that fake electors case, the RICO case in Michigan. Remember that? Right? The electors, somewhat just like Georgia. Well, yesterday a judge dismissed that case in Michigan. Video 2.
This is a fraud case, and we have to prove intent. And I don't believe that there's evidence sufficient to prove intent. I believe there's insufficient evidence brought on this record to even establish that the defendants were trained or explained to them what their duties would be, and the difference between a duly elected elector versus an elected or nominated elector. Agent Sharp testified that there were no distinctions between the actions of Renner and the other co-actors. That was namely in response to, I believe, Gilbert's cross-examination about his client, Thompson. But if there's no real distinction and Mr. Renner was doing his civic duty, then that means that they were all doing their civic duty. The prosecution would like the court to believe that these named defendants were savvy or sophisticated enough to understand fully the electoral process, which the court does disagree, because the document that was presented doesn't even align with the level of sophistication that they want me to believe. This alternate document doesn't state it's an official document of the state of Michigan, doesn't contain a certificate of vote. No one attempted to forge the governor's signature. No one attempted to create a fake seal. There were also some social media posts that the court can interpret as for the intent from. I think it was Ms. Lundgren's social media post indicating that they were in Lansing fulfilling their constitutional right, which doesn't demonstrate an intent to defraud. It's an intent to exercise what you believe is your constitutional right. And she also stated in that post something about they were well documented, meaning that they're preserving their right and they got proof of that they preserved their right. The court could have possibly entertained the concern regarding Meshawn Maddox's culpability, but for the People's Exhibit 18, which was a video, but appeared to be a press conference with Meshawn Maddox and Sheridan, which clearly states what their intent was. They clearly stated that and this was right after, I guess, after the December 14th meeting, where they said they were executing their constitutional right to allow the senators of the state of Michigan to receive an alternate slate, and then the senators could take further action. They didn't say, first of all, I don't know anybody doing a press conference after they're committing a fraud, but to the extent that that's what we're going to do. Their statements make it very clear that they believe that they can seek redress from their state senators, which I believe is a constitutional right. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it was these individuals and many other individuals in the state of Michigan who sincerely believed, for some reason, that there were some serious irregularities with the election or with the voting, and that somehow their candidate didn't receive all the votes that was intended for them. This is not for the court to decide whether that was true or false, but this was their belief, and their actions were prompted by this belief. It is understood that the law provides a mechanism and a time frame for presidential candidates to seek redress for a recount, and that didn't happen in this case. However, it is also understood that the Constitution of the United States provides, under the First Amendment, a guarantee that people can peacefully or peaceably assemble and petition the government for redress of grievances, and sending an alternate document or a document to the state capitol, which is what the testimony was their intention, and that's evidenced by the video. We're the other electors, and we got something that we got to get to them too. They knew that the Democratic electors were there. They weren't trying to sneak and get something that looks like it's the real one and replace the other one. That would be an attempt to defraud. They know that the Democratic electors are there casting their vote. They've been told something about this weird Hawaii case, and they think that they got to get their stuff in on the safe harbor deadline or by December 14th. And so the actors, based on the statement of Ms. Maddox and Ms. Sheridan, were clearly, what the court believes, seeking to get the Senate to move and do some action, because apparently the courts weren't giving them what they wanted. And so in this courtroom, we don't really care your race, color, creed, national origins, religious belief, or your political beliefs, but we do care about the law, and that we believe that it should be applied to protect every individual equally. And I believe that they were executing their constitutional right to seek redress, and that's based on the statements of all of the people's witnesses. And so for those reasons, these cases will not be bound over to the circuit court. Each case will be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
I would understand if you're in Georgia, and I may play that again during the Georgia hour. Diane, were you listening? Could you have listened to that judge explain that another 10 minutes? Wasn't that like so refreshing, this judge in Michigan? The same thing, the Hawaii case, the electors, they had every right to do this under the Constitution. Diane, did you hear how many times this judge used the Constitution as a reference? But no, I thought, wait a minute. When I heard the news yesterday, I thought, wait a minute, Fonnie Willis, did they dismiss the electors, the fake alternative electors, as they call it? No, actually, that case still exists in Georgia. Why? So I heard, wait a minute, Fulton County judge dismissed racketeering charges. I said, wait a minute, 75. And I think, Diane, we got to play that again in the Georgia hour, because we do have people come in the Georgia hour that are just going to lose their stuff when they hear that judge. Fulton County judge said he will dismiss racketeering and arson charges against dozens of activists who protested Atlanta's public. Oh, that case. Oh, that case there. All right, take that down. The Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock. We will probably run that again sometime in the Georgia Hour. I have some stuff. People know the Georgia Hour happens at 10. I've got some stuff I have to read. We have to come back and spend 50 minutes talking about our children. Diane, take a break.
It's Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Ackworth. Now save $11,000 off new Silverado 1500 crew cabs. Plus, get $500 bonus cash for your trade. Pick your Silverado from our huge selection. Save a whopping $11,000 off. Plus, $500 bonus cash for your trade during Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Ackworth. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Diane, I'm sending you 2 videos I just received. Okay? I just received 2 videos, and I want to thank, I'm texting them to you, so you'll know they're coming via text message. And the viewer out there that just sent me these videos, I want to thank you so much. What day did this happen? Can I write down? I want to be accurate when I bring this up, because it actually goes in line of the education. What day did this happen is what I want to know when we get that report. Okay, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics, voice of rural America.com. Things are moving so fast. Wow. All right. So, this is a report that came out 108. 108. We're gonna give you this briefly because we got to talk about our children. We got to talk about vaccines, and we're gonna play some video. Some of it's 3 minutes long. Some of it's longer. I don't know how much we'll get to, but I just have to let it run. It's from yesterday. Now, as we talk about education, look at 8th grade test scores, 31% proficient in science. Okay? Now, give me number 109. Now, there's a catch to this, and I want to tell you what the catch is. Are you ready? Well, let's do that in just a moment. 12th grade test scores, 35% proficient in reading, okay? And 22% proficient in math. Now, we debate on whether to take or have any kind of control over the children, right? We debate that all the time. And then every year we solve this, right? We solve this by putting more money in our schools. Now, I don't know what state you're in. We're in Georgia here. And we want to tackle mental health issues in our children, right? So 12th grade test scores. Now, Loudoun County, Virginia, they are still upholding whether if you identify and you're a man as a woman, you can go in a woman's bathroom. But now, you know I'm a grammatical nightmare. So let's go ahead. Maybe we should have Batman teach a class. Give me video 27.
can't get away from Batman that easy.
Easily.
Easily.
Good grammar is essential, Robin.
Thank you, Batman.
You're welcome.
Easily. I would have missed that too, Robin. I would have missed that too. All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, give me I have it here. And it goes together. So remember this morning, video 20. We had the labor statistics and Morning Joe, video 20.
We'll go through the massive revision from the Bureau of Labor Statistics showing the U.S. economy added far fewer jobs from April of last year through March of this year. And we'll dig into the alarming new data on student test scores, with some teenagers performing at historic lows.
We talked about that the other day, Willie. Math scores, reading scores, just terrible for 12th graders. They're just all-time lows. We're going to be talking about that today.
Trending in a bad direction already, and then COVID really gutted the scores even further.
It really did. Also,
COVID gutted the scores. That was COVID gutted the scores. All right. So, our children, trying to find, give me number 83. Test scores show drop in science, math, and reading for 8th to 12th grade students. 84. Test scores drop to the lowest in decades for reading and math among 12th graders. 45% scored lower basic level math, 32% scored below basic level reading. All right, now, I'm not telling you before I get one of those prize emails that I enjoy so much, and I do like them. I'm not being arrogant about it. I do like them. But if you start looking at our scores versus some of the education in the world that's going on, and you wonder why some of our corporations or jobs are looking for people around the world. Not everyone around the world. See, in China, they're not doing this. In Russia, they're not doing it. In Korea, South Korea, they're not doing it. Not everywhere around the world is studying behavior, right? Not everyone around the world is worried that if they tell children when they get to school they cannot have a telephone with them or a computer device. They can only have the tablet issued by the school that has things monitored on it, where there's only certain places you can go. There's not places around the world where people are fighting the school system because Facebook is blocked and TikTok is blocked. There's not places around the world where there's several places around the world where they don't entertain parents showing up and saying, what if there's a school shooting and my kid can't text me and tell me they're okay? But give me video 21.
Of education progress is giving a grim outlook for 8th and 12th grade students in its first report card since before the COVID-19 pandemic. Data shows test scores dropped to the lowest in decades for reading and math among high school seniors. 45% scored below the basic level in math, the lowest since 2005. 32% scored below the basic level in reading, the lowest since the exam began in 1992. Declines in 8th grade science are also ringing alarm bells, with 38% scoring below the basic level, signaling some students would not be able to recall simple science facts such as plants needing sunlight to grow.
I mean, Willie, this is obviously just a grave challenge. And we've seen these numbers going down for quite some time. This is the lowest since 2005. Of course, smartphones introduced in 2010 or 11. I'm not blaming it just on smartphones, but it's hard not to find a social marking, a social reading, a social meter that hasn't gone down since smartphones were introduced to our children.
Anxiety, depression, attention deficit, what obviously affects studying and all the kinds of things in school. Let's get some more answers from the vice chair.
All right, so 96. This ties together. 96. Right? RFK Jr.'s new MAHA report gives roadmap to improving kids' health, but stops short of action. It makes no mention of food, or gun violence. Two key threats. I can't get that one out. It's not registering. Or gun violence. Two key threats to children's health. Now, we have children that are totally out of control. Now, we put officers, right? We've spent money. You go over to a Board of Education meeting and a county commissioner meeting, and you will have debates on who's going to pay for a school resource officer, right? Diane, give me the videos I sent you. The first one is a news report. Can you discern? Can you give me the Savannah? This happened in Savannah the last week of August at a school there. Can you give me the news report first?
The video is now going viral.
Our top story tonight, video from Friday at Islands High School shows two girls shoved to the ground and beaten by two others in the hallway, seemingly caught completely off guard. WSAD's Kaylee Fetko is joining us now, and she got exclusive look at one parent's account of what happened to their daughter.
That's right. Thank you, Tina. And Ben, Jeff Donaldson is the parent of one of the girls being attacked in that now viral video. He did not want to speak on camera, but told me about what happened in the video and his reaction. A daughter, a 9th grader at Islands High School, being forced to the ground. The now viral video showing two girls being attacked from behind, shoved to the ground, being punched, hit, and even dragged. We do want to warn you that the video you're about to see may be disturbing to some viewers. Two girls seen on video being forced to the ground and brutally attacked at Islands High School. Jeff Donaldson is the father of the girl in the black sweatshirt shown here being punched in the head. He spoke exclusively with me about his knowledge of the incident. He said his daughter and her friend were attacked in the hall in what he believes was a premeditated attack, pointing out that the video starts before the violence. He said the girls who were attacked are freshmen and knew one of their attackers, who Donaldson said they got along well with. The other attacker and the one who personally attacked his daughter, she doesn't know. He told me he's learned that girl possibly has pending criminal charges in juvenile court for another attack. Friday afternoon, Donaldson said he got a call from his son and from the school, letting him know his daughter was involved in a fight on school property. His daughter was taken to the nurse's office, was checked for a minor concussion, and had a visit to the emergency room. She's home from school now and is not seriously injured. A concern of his that an adult did not respond to the incident in a timely manner, despite someone yelling for a teacher. Savannah Chatham County Schools responding to the incident, telling WSAV in a statement it is under investigation by the Board of Education Police Department, and the students involved will face disciplinary action. Donaldson tells me he hopes the attackers are expelled, and if they are not, he will pull his daughter out of Islands High School. I have pending requests into juvenile court, and I am also trying to learn more about this fight's origins. Kaylee Fedko, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Kaylee, thank you.
Now, I played that for a reason. And I'm going to give you the reason I played that and why it goes with some of the other things we're going to talk about this morning. Kids can't read and write. Now, I'm going to be told, well, that happened in Savannah. That's not all schools. Can you show the actual raw video? I was sent raw video. Show that, and I'll let you know. This is of the attack. Do you think it was a coincidence those were white girls? Do you? Do you think it was a coincidence? Huh? Do you think it was? Do you think that some things are a coincidence? Now, that's a high school attack. That's an attack. That's in high school. Remember, kids in high school? Now, it's the lowest level. Give me video 22.
This report card is designed to tell us what's happening to American students' achievement, not necessarily why. But I do think the patterns that we see can guide our search for explanations. You're right that the declines really began in the middle of the 2010s, so we should be looking for factors that predate the pandemic and not focusing only on those disruptions. We know that the declines have been across all subjects, not just reading and math, but also science, civics, and U.S. history. And we know that they've been particularly severe for low-performing students, those in the bottom 25% of the distribution. Meanwhile, students in the top 10% are scoring just about as well as ever. So as I look for an explanation that sort of checks all those boxes, I think you are right to be talking about the role of smartphones, the emergence of social media targeting youth, and the distraction that they...
The role of smartphones targeting youth. This went viral. It was a phone already set up, right? Already set up. I want number 52. There was a phone already set up. And the top in the report card, the top 10% seem to be doing well, while the lower is decreasing rapidly. Right? Now, I can't make a judgment on their economic status. I can't make a judgment if the two white girls, okay? I can't make a judgment on anyone in there as far as, but did you hear what he said? He said, you know, hey, this was premeditated. A phone was already running, right? It was already running. It'll go viral. Why, Elon Musk said this, why is white always lowercase and black uppercase in the New York Times? The New York Times deliberately precise and comprehensive in its anti-white racism. Now, on this show, if you've watched for quite some time, I can't remember the last time I said racism on the show, or I even really discuss it. But anti-white racism and what is going on and what happened in this school and what's happening in these test scores and what's happening with the health of our children, as you can see in this New York Times piece, everywhere they talk about talking about the victim that was killed, the white woman. The black is capitalized, the white is not. If you can see this in the New York Times, you see that it's underlined. Take that down. Now, that being said, what did they say? The BOE Police Department. Did you hear that? Why would I take Savannah? When this was sent to me, I was like, bingo, because I watched it. The BOE Police Department. Now, instead of reading and writing, let's put this up as we discuss this. All right. Give me number 109. Instead of reading and writing, and Diane, the light for flowers, is that photosynthesis? Is that what that's called? I think, look that up, needing sunlight. Is that photosynthesis? Is that what that's called? I don't know. I haven't had a 7th grade science class or an 8th grade science class for a couple of years, and I really don't pay attention to flowers, sunlight, and photosynthesis, because God knows I can't pronounce that, so why did I learn it back then? Anyhow, right? Proficient in reading? No. Proficient in math? No. Proficient in any kind of discipline? No. Watching people beat people down like that? Kids? Unruly kids in high school and middle school? On the lower levels that are being, I thought there was no child left behind. I guess that's gone. But remember that? Now, he said the BOE PD. In America, this is Savannah, in America today, we've spent more money and more time talking about behavioral health, right? Why a kid, we want psychologists in these schools to study when a kid said, I feel like a woman, right? All jokes aside, we want to do that. We want to protect the kids and their feelings. We want to study the children. We want to put them on different medications. We want to vaccinate the hell out of them, give them a shot every couple years, right? And then on the other side, we want to make sure no one's getting shot. So we pass bill after bill after bill across this country, making sure putting millions of dollars to go through a metal detector to get into a school, to latch them down, lock the doors locked behind you. You have to hit a buzzer to get in like you're at an institutional prison. Now, our kids cannot read and write, but we have, some of them can, or some of them are proficient, but they basically are struggling with what they need. But I tell you what, we've spent millions and millions of dollars putting them in locked institution. The majority of children today are behind bulletproof glass, okay? I want them to be safe, in rooms that latch and lock like jail cells in major institutions. They're built that way now. People that build schools now build them as though they're institutions that have to have the same kind of securities and latches on doors that they draw and engineer in a prison. Attack me if you want. Now, I'm going to get back to this. We spent so much money on that. We spent money on cameras. Guess what? All that money falls in to some corrupt politician's friend's business pocket. It all does. Then we fight over, is the sheriff going to give us a school resource officer? Is the county going to pay for it? So we get in a fight. Now think about how much money is going in education. Yesterday I was getting a haircut and I was talking with the lady that cuts my hair, and I said, first of all, I'm anti-taxes. And I said, look at the schools. They have a problem with reading. They have a problem with math. But I tell you what, they got a $69 million football stadium. Yes. And I love sports. You know that. I love sports. They got AstroTurf on the infield in the new baseball field. Wow, that's cool. They got an indoor swimming track. They've got a place where if the kids are learning to yodel, it's in a perfect amphitheater. Why this county, Union County got an amphitheater. So Fannin County had to build an amphitheater, or they did first. Now Gilmer County's building an amphitheater. And then we have this major ag, right? Oh, I love agriculture, but let's see. They put a big ag barn in this county. So they put a big ag barn, big one in this county, and they got to have one up there, right? Oh, wait a minute. We've got a bus garage. Kids can't read and write. But down in this county, they spent a couple $1 million. There's not a big engine garage in Atlanta for tractor trailers that has all the equipment. We got a bus garage down here, all the airdrops and everything. We got to have school safety. Okay. Then they had to have a bus garage. Well, they spent millions and millions and millions of dollars. And then they raise your school taxes, right? Raise your school taxes. And then they fight. Oh, they do. They fight. Is the Board of Education going to pay for a school resource officer? Huh? Is the county going to pay? Well, sheriff comes out of county budget in the state of Georgia. So the schools say, hey, if we've got to pay for it, why don't we just mandate, right, our own police officers and have our own police department? Oh, it's all over America now. And then we need cars, and we need things to do investigations, and we need a school county police officer department. You heard her say BOEPD, and that's what they do. Right up here in Union County, Georgia. Right up here in Union County, Georgia, the sheriff and the sheriff and could not come to terms with the school board system. So the school board, right up here in rural Union County, Georgia, the school board system, what'd they do? They put their own police department in. So if you're here in the county and you drive across property that belongs to the school, you're in their jurisdiction. Now, here's where I'm going to get in trouble. You ready? When something happens, if you have your own police department, it's easier to cover it up, right? It's easier to mess with the investigation and cover it up. Kids can't read and write. I can go all day and tell you this. Kids can't read and write, don't know science, but it's the lower economic level. All right, so yesterday, they're losing. Let's go with video 25 to start. I'm going to play you some videos. Video 25.
Today, the FDA is taking action to rein in misleading direct-to-consumer drug ads. For far too long, these ads have distorted the doctor-patient relationship and have created artificial demand for medications, regardless of their clinical appropriateness. In recent years, the FDA has increasingly been lax in its enforcement approach. It used to be that the FDA would send more than 100 warning letters each year, and misleading ads were rare. But over time, enforcement waned. In 2023, the FDA sent just one warning letter, and last year it was 0. Well, it's a new day. The FDA is sending approximately 100 enforcement action letters today, and thousands of letters warning the industry, including online pharmacies, who have increasingly been promoting drugs with no mention of side effects at all. Some create a misleading impression in direct violation of existing FDA regulation. We are taking drug marketing claims seriously and making our regulatory standards transparent. Ultimately, we believe that decisions about what drugs to take belong between a patient and their doctor.
So you have those ads. Give me number 50. You have those ads on TV, and the FDA is supposed to, right? They're supposed to monitor the advertising. President Donald Trump signed an executive order that represents the most significant action in a generation to rein in misleading pharmaceutical advertisement. And not one letter from the FDA was sent last year to Big Pharma. Not one was sent last year. Now, this is not top story today. Obviously, this is not top story because you're watching TV and the side effects of these drugs, my God. I mean, anyhow, you could see Big Pharma. I like this one. This one goes pretty deep. This was a long one. Where's it at? I think this talks a little bit about Big Pharma. Give me video 15.
Big Pharma, they own everything. There's a number of past chief editors of journals. And we're not talking just, like some throwaway journals. We're talking New England Journal of Medicine, Lancet, British Medical Journal. Okay, some of the biggest journals in the world. Those are top 3 out of the top 4 that I just named. Journal of the American Medical Association is the other one. But chief editors in the last 20 years, at least 6 of them have come out and said that at least 50% of the science that's published is fake. Come on. Read their quotes. Marcia Angel is one of them that I can remember her name. There's a guy by the name of Richard something or other from the British Medical Journal who said the same thing. I just read an article about it just the other day. I'll send it to you because it just
I'm not surprised. I mean, the depth of corruption is stunning, and the fact that pretty much nothing's been done about it makes you wonder how long this can all last.
Now, 2 days ago or last week, was it Friday, Diane? They did nothing but scream at RFK Jr. all day long for 3 hours. That's all they did. Elizabeth Warren, can you get a COVID vax? Can you get a COVID vax? I don't care if the kids can read. Can you get a COVID vax? Now, Diane, I'm going to play a couple of these. I wish we could play like 6 hours of this. I'm seriously. I mean, there's so many. Give me video 7.
The study. He recruited a chief epidemiologist and 2 statisticians within Henry Ford to do so. These were mainstream scientists who no doubt held orthodox views regarding vaccines. In early 2020, I received a copy of the study. It showed the results of the analysis comparing children enrolled in Henry Ford from 2000 to 2016 from birth onward who had no vaccines compared to those who had 1 or more vaccines. The study was based on actual medical records. Meaning, finally, a large vaccinated versus unvaccinated study using health data from a major United States health institution, something, as the IOM pointed out, never existed before. The study began by explaining it set out to reduce vaccine hesitancy by assuring parents the CDC vaccine schedule is safe. Instead, what these researchers found was that vaccinated children had 4.29 times the rate of asthma, 3.03 times the rate of atopic disease, 5.96 times the rate of autoimmune disease, and 5.53 times the rate of neurodevelopmental disorders, which included 3.28 times the rate of developmental delay and 4.47 times the rate of speech disorder. All of these findings were statistically significant. There was also other conditions for which there were numerous cases in the vaccinated group, but zero in the unvaccinated group. Hence, a rate cannot be calculated, including brain dysfunction, ADHD, learning disabilities, intellectual disabilities, and tics. For example, there were 262 cases of ADHD in the vaccinated group, and there were none in the unvaccinated group. In this study, there were around 16,000 kids in the vaccinated group, by the way, and around 2,000 in the unvaccinated group. So the rate, of course, between those is important, and that's what the study compared. These findings were troubling, including because these chronic health issues can be caused by immune system dysregulation, and vaccines can cause immune system dysregulation. Citations for this are in my written submission. Overall, the study found that after 10 years, 17% of the unvaccinated children had a chronic health issue, while 57% of the vaccinated children had at least one chronic health issue, often multiple. That's 17 versus 57%. The only real problem with this study and why it didn't get submitted for publication is that its findings did not fit the belief and the policy that vaccines are safe. Had it found vaccinated children were healthier, it no doubt would have been published immediately. But because it found the opposite, it was shoved in a drawer. We have
Okay, so this study's never been published. Never been published because if it gets published, now here's all Blumenthal could do. Now remember, this is Blumenthal that goes to Ukraine, and I am of the opinion drinks with Lindsey Graham, but this is the only thing this guy can do. In this right here, you got to watch. Give me video 4.
Mr. Siri, we've been talking about medical issues. You're not a medical doctor, are you?
No, sir.
And you're not an immunologist or biologist or any kind of...
Or vaccinologist, no, but I depose them regularly, including the world's leading ones with regards to vaccines, and I have to make my claims based on actual evidence when I go to court with regards to vaccines. I don't get to rely on titles.
Okay.
That's all Blumenthal could come up with. That's it. So, one more for Aaron Siri. One last point, video 17.
Very quick.
Can I respond to the point of civility? There's nobody out there that you can talk about the way that the media and the medical profession talks about people that don't vaccinate. Throw them out of school, kick them out of their jobs. The way that those folks are treated, they're not to be lectured by anybody about civility.
Remember this
that is the height of absurdity. Absurdity. I mean, truly absurdity.
So
it's an insult on top of injury. That's what it is.
So I actually have one extra, and this is a genuine question, because it always popped up during COVID, and I have to ask the same vaccines. I asked it repeatedly during COVID. If these things are so effective, why do you care whether somebody else gets vaccinated? I mean, I think that applies to I realize there's some children immunocompromised can't get vaccinated. I got that, but
well,
still.
Senator, you know our firm has the largest practice in the country that represents children that need medical exemption. I will tell you, we don't have a single client who is immunostate. The neutrophil levels are such that they're only susceptible to disease that could really injure them for the few that we vaccinated, but not the other 1,400 known pathogens. It doesn't exist. It's a myth. It's a myth, basically. But it's a way to bludgeon again the kids whose parents typically don't need these vaccines. Can I just say one thing about the autism bit, just because it's been bandied about? We sued the CDC for the studies that support that the vaccines given in the first month of life do not cause autism. We sued them because they wouldn't give it to us. We said, give us the studies that show the meningococcal vaccine, the polio vaccine, the Hep B vaccine, the Hib vaccine, and the Hep B vaccine. Those 5 vaccines don't cause autism. You know what they provided? None. We sued them in federal court. They ended up in stipulated order. They gave us 20 studies. Not one of them has to do with those vaccines. They're all MMR or they're all thimerosal. This notion that there's a mountain of studies out there that show vaccines with autism is ridiculous. And I've heard the measles death in Texas bandied about. We represent one of those families. We've seen the medical records. One of those kids, I can tell you for certain, did not die from measles. He died from hospital malfeasance. That's what he died from. He wasn't even having measles when he died, and we'll be putting out a report on that. And somebody else has reviewed the medical records of a second kid. I agree we shouldn't engage in fear-mongering. And if we were talking about the overview of the scientific literature, instead of randomly looking at studies, maybe start with the Institute of Medicine reviews of the entire body of literature from 1991, 94, 2012, the HRQ reports, and you could see how vacuous vaccine safety science is. I'll leave with one last point. Look, if vaccines are so safe, why are they the only consumer product where you cannot sue the manufacturer for injuries to claim it was made safer? It's been 1980s, it's been over 30 years they're telling you Hep B safe, Hib safe, these are safe. You still need immunity? Okay, let me tell you my definition of vaccine, Senator. It's a product that causes so much injury that it has to have liability for the injuries that it's causing, immunity for the injuries that it's causing. That's what a vaccine is.
Okay.
But RFK Jr., yeah, you're a charlatan. You should resign today. How dare you want our kids healthy, right? Give me number 51. Now, next week, all right, next week. All right, so a little more on the vaccine study. Let's do a little more on the vaccine study. Give me video 8.
Impact of childhood vaccination on short and long-term chronic health outcomes in children, a birth cohort study. I've never seen this study before.
18,468 subjects.
Henry Ford, like other institutions, has a bias towards the goodness of vaccines. If the results came back demonstrating that the battery of vaccines was associated with chronic diseases, such a result would be particularly convincing. This could be essentially one of the most valuable studies in the field.
The vaccinated subjects were over 4 times more likely to have an asthma diagnosis.
600% more acute and chronic ear infections.
4.47 times the amount of speech disorders in the vaccinated compared to the unvaccinated.
5.5 times risk. 616% increase. Learning issues, developmental delays, speech delays, language delays.
Amongst the unvaccinated group, there were zero.
There was 0 brain dysfunction, 0 diabetes, 0 behavioral problems, 0 learning disabilities, 0 intellectual disabilities, 0 tics, and 0 other psychological disabilities. None.
It's a big difference.
It's very important this study sees the light of day.
This is devastating.
This paper should have been rushed to publication on an emergency basis.
We are systematically making kids sick, and not just a little bit sick, very sick.
This may be the most important study that has ever been done, and it needs to be published.
He knows if he puts his name on this, his career is over.
I mean, obviously, really emotional.
Zervo's probably going to lose his job over this.
This is an inconvenient study for the entire vaccine agenda.
I mean, I sit the other day and I listen. None of this is on the news today. None of it. Not one single bit. The only reason they're talking about the percentages on the education is what they're going to do. The only reason they're talking about proficiency in reading and math and science is to tell you that Trump is wrong for getting rid of the Department of Education because we're in crisis. And what we really need to do is pour more money into it, right? Not that we didn't pour millions and millions of dollars into the teachers union so they could buy plexiglass. Give me video. Give me one more. Let's try one more. Video 12. I sent you like 30 videos today. Give me video 12.
An estimated 115,000 children develop autism every year in the United States. That means that 315 children develop autism every day in the U.S. Now, if Dr. Sally Ozanoff's work is correct, and she's at UC Davis, she shows that 88% of autism cases are characterized by regression. That means that, so if she's right about that, and I think she is, that means that 277 children regress into autism every day in the United States. Now, regression suggests an acute toxic exposure, not genetics, not better awareness, an acute toxic exposure, which means that most cases of autism are preventable. Autism is not a medical or scientific mystery. We know beyond a reasonable doubt that toxicants, mostly from vaccines and about a dozen additional toxicants, are causing autism. If we repeal the 1980 Bayh-Dole Act, the 1986 National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act, and the 2005 PrEP Act, that would remove the structural incentives that created the autism epidemic and the chronic disease epidemics in this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers.
But let's not forget, this is where you're going to get upset. We got to get ready for the Georgia Hour. I'm only going to play a minute of this, Diane. Do not throw things at the TV screen. Do not throw things at me. Do not harm the host for what you're about to see. Video 11.
This is not rocket science. We know exactly what we can do and what we should be doing. Please wear a mask. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. I often myself wear 2 masks.
There's an email from you including I do not recommend that you wear a mask.
Everybody should be wearing a mask when they're outside. People should not be walking around with masks. I wear a mask when I'm outside. You don't need a mask when you're outside. Wear a mask at all times when you're outside. So even if you are vaccinated, you should wear a mask. If you are vaccinated, you do not need to wear a mask.
Dr. Fauci, thank you for your clarity.
If you wear a mask, you can decrease the likelihood of transmitting or acquiring COVID-19 by 50, 60, 70, maybe 80%.
I said masks work at the margins, maybe 10%.
You're a master communicator. Wear a mask all the time, consistently. When you're outside, it's not like I always wear one. Always wear a mask. We do not recommend people wearing masks. Children should still wear masks. At least one mask. You don't need to be walking around with a mask. Absolutely. We should have universal wearing of masks. Mandate.
Children should be wearing a mask. That man should be in prison. He should be on death row. He should be given a sentence of death. Give me this one here. Again, same rule applies. Don't throw things at video 16 at the host.
21, we should be able to manufacture a lot of vaccines, and that vaccine key goal is to stop the transmission, to get the immunity levels up so that you get almost no infection going on whatsoever. Everyone who takes the vaccine is not just protecting themselves, but reducing their transmission to other people and allowing society to get back to normal.
We can kind of almost see the end. We're vaccinating so very fast. Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick.
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus. The virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else. It cannot use a vaccinated person as a host to go get more people. That means the vaccines will get us to the end of this.
Essentially, vaccines block you from getting and giving the virus.
Fully vaccinated people are at a very, very low risk of getting COVID-19. Therefore, if you've been fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask.
When people are vaccinated, they can feel safe that they are not going to get infected. We have all the vaccines we need. We just need our people to take it. A, for their own protection, for the protection of their family, but also to break the chain of transmission. You want to be a dead end to the virus. So when the virus gets to you, you stop it. You don't allow it to use you as the stepping stone to the next person. I think given the country as a whole, the fact that we have now about...
When you see CNN and you see MSNBC and you see these networks that put this out, have never, I want to say, apologized to the American people for what they've done to our children and others that have died. I heard a story of a young lady that died of a heart attack the other day. I was standing in a grocery store. I bumped into someone I had not seen in a couple of years, and they said, "Do you know the tragic story of my son's wife?" And I heard the most tragic story of a heart attack on a young lady. All right. And I'm going to tell you, I just want to spin this over to, you can't look at MSNBC and then look at Marjorie Taylor Greene and say, why are you on MSNBC? Now, number 95, right? Next week, they will have this lady, right? Ousted CDC Director Susan Manaras to testify to Senate committee hearing. Now, they'll blast this all day. They blast the RFK all day. Yesterday, nothing out there. But they'll blast this all day when she comes there to see why RFK fired her. All right? And look, give me number 96. Our kids are not proficient, but their concern is, hey, how come we're not talking about gun violence? That's a part of making our kids healthy. But then 102, I'm for sure when the day is over, maybe we can find out who signed the damn birthday card. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't you go anywhere. 10 minutes, the Georgia hour, 10 o'clock. Take us a break, Diane.
It's Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Ackworth. Now save $11,000 off new Silverado 1500 crew cabs. Plus, get $500 bonus cash for your trade. Pick your Silverado from our huge selection. Save a whopping $11 grand off. Plus, $500 bonus cash for your trade during Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Ackworth. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
It's Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Ackworth. Now save $11,000 off new Silverado 1500 crew cabs. Plus, get $500 bonus cash for your trade. Pick your Silverado from our huge selection. Save a whopping $11 grand off. Plus, $500 bonus cash for your trade during Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Ackworth. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
All right, folks, we are back. I'm your host, BKP. It is time for the Georgia Hour. I hope everyone is well. The answer to your question is no, I did not. That's the answer to your question. I get a lot of text messages. So if you're watching, the answer to your question is no, I did not. So that being said, time for the Georgia Hour. I'm your host, BKP, on voiceofruralamerica.com. Diane, I hope you're doing well. We have so much news to break. Now, Diane, I'm going to send you a graphic. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful she can't get her mitts on me from time to time. So I'm going to send you this graphic. Let's see what I got here. All right, I'm going to need this in a moment.
Hey, there's something going on with your audio.
Is it bad? What is it?
It's like a click and then static. I don't know what it is. It may have cleared up. It may have cleared up.
Did it clear up? Did it clear up? Did it clear up? Did it clear up?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, I think I know what I did. So it's cleared up?
Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
I think so.
All right. I know what I did. I moved a wire. Let me know if it continues. All right. So Diane, I just sent you a graphic. Now, first of all, let's go with this. Number one, we're not gonna spend a lot of time on this because I've got to talk to you about the Secretary of State race. Yes, we got to go into the Secretary of State race because there is things going on. All right. And let me warn you, be careful around Georgia on emotional. Stay focused, okay? Because I follow everything all the way out. And it is a pain in the friggin' neck, but I follow things all the way out. Diane, I didn't get a 10-minute break. And I know we have set it up to where we get a 10-minute break at 9:50. I didn't get a 10-minute break because I was on the phone for 9 minutes and 45 seconds and answering text messages of things moving so fast. And even kids, do not try this at home. Even one of the issues we're discussing, I said, whoo, I got to call you back over a cigar on that one. Do not try that at home. It's not advocating. So give me number one, Diane. Now, Fulton County, I'm just going to make this very quick. We have two major elections going on in Georgia. All right. Now we have two major elections going on. We have SD, right? SD 21, and help me out here, Diane, not to get stuck. Just if you feel I'm getting stuck somewhere, nudge me, because I got to get into some deep subject matter this morning concerning the Secretary of State's office. Now, number 17 on September 23rd, Jason Frazier, we're going to come back to that. Julie Adams, we got to come back to that. We have an update. That you need to know about where Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections are concerned. Now, these are our two candidates for Georgia State Senate District 21. And we have the candidate on the left, Deborah Shingley, is the Democrat, and she right now holds the most number of votes that came out in the first jungle primary. Then we have Jason Dickerson, who is the Republican candidate. Now, this is September 23rd, this election here. We cannot allow this seat to flip to Democrat. Now, I am reluctant, I know you know that out there, I'm reluctant to just yell, go vote Republican. I cannot stand that. I can't. And I asked some questions yesterday you did not answer at this time. But I can't stand go vote for Republican. I can't do that. But what I do know is this election and another one going through Fulton County is going to tip the scale, as far as I'm concerned, on all races going forward. And what I mean by that is, if this woman, the Democrat, wins this race, money will pour into Georgia. You've not seen the likes of money that'll pour into Georgia, because they'll think, well, we can start grabbing Cherokee County, Barry Loudermilk District. We can start grabbing Cherokee County vote. We can start grabbing North Fulton. See, we have South Fulton, right? We have North Fulton up there. Milton and Fulton, right? We have that North Fulton vote. Is Sandy Springs, wherever. But you see what I'm saying? So this is one election. Now, the other one is in November, number 2. And we have District 2 and District 3, right? And this is the Public Service Commission race. Now, the Public Service Commission race will have municipalities. So you look it up, you tell me. Will Atlanta City Council be on there? Will the mayor's race be on there? We'll have municipality races all across the state. Again, if a Democrat. Now, go back to number 1. We need Republicans, at least with some kind of eye on things. We need Republicans on the Fulton County for these two elections, all elections, but these Republicans we need on the Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections. That's Jason Frazier. Now, they will not let Jason Frazier on there, but Julie Adams is on there right now, and they want rid of her immediately. Well, here's what you know. You know Fulton County's in contempt, right? You know that the Superior Court judge said, Fulton County, you have to put Jason Frazier on the board, and Fulton County, you have to renew Julie Adams' term for another term. We know they just went right past that. We know we went back to court. The RNC is paying the bill. Fulton County Republican Party goes back to court. And the judge says, Fulton County, you have to put them on by the next meeting or you're in contempt. Next meeting comes and goes. Fulton County doesn't care. They don't put them on. So now they're in contempt of court. Republican Party goes back to Superior Court judge, right? And Fulton County at the whole time is trying to get a stay and appeal and so forth. But they go back to a Superior Court judge, right? When they go back to Superior Court judge says, this time, Fulton County, you will pay $10,000 a day in a fine until you put these two on the Board of Registration and Elections in your county, and you'll pay $10,000 a day. So come and go, they don't do it. But the same judge has to put a stay. He had to, he changed his mind. He had to put a stay on the fine. So they're not paying the $10,000 a day fine because Fulton County is appealing it. Now, they're kicking it down the road. They want all these elections done before they have to deal with it. And then they want a ruling from the court saying they don't have to do it, period. Now, give me that recent document I just sent you. So this is the Court of Appeals for the state of Georgia. This was filed September 9th. Thank you out there, because I want to bring the information. I want it to be accurate, and you're helping me keep up with what's happening. There's so many documents to read. Fulton County Board of Commissioners, Fulton County Republican Party, Appeal Court, Fulton County Republican Party has filed for an instant emergency motion to expedite consideration of appeal for the Superior Court's finding. Denied. So here's what this means in terms right now, this morning on 9/10. Yesterday, the Republican Party, Fulton County Republican Party, went to the court and said, we want an emergency hearing. We have 2 elections coming up. We need our members on the board, right? We want an emergency hearing. We don't want to wait. We don't want to wait till it gets to court. We need to do this now. And the court denied their request. Now, what does that mean? See, the emergency motion is hereby denied. Now, if you go look this case up, the appeals process, this case is not even on the docket. It's not been assigned to a judge. That's how it's got to get assigned to a judge. It's got to get on the docket, and it's got to get a court date. Not even out there. So right now, if you're sitting there and you're wondering, when are we going to get Jason Frazier and Julie Adams, when are we going to get this resolved? Because you remember, you have the grifters out there that do momentary cheering and then leave you hanging like, we have an election and something goes wrong and people are like, I thought Jason Frazier was on there. No, he's not. He's not on there. Julie Adams has not been reassigned. And I have to say this, I can't make this comment knowing this, but I would say Julie Adams probably lives in absolute hell, that's my words, of the pressure put on her from some people trying to get her to quit. Because she's still on there till she resigns and someone else. Now, the Fulton County Board of Elections, who, don't forget, likes Ryan Germany, right? Don't forget that. But the Fulton County Board of Commissioners, they just simply want to know, hey, why don't the Republicans send us two different people? But there you go. It's been denied. And at this time, we have no court date, no judge, and no assignment. So we have 2 elections coming up, and we probably will not have Jason Frazier on there. And we need to give Julie Adams all the support we can, knowing the attacks and the pressure that's on her. Now, moving right along. So, Secretary of State race. Now, I want to put this out here for a reason. And I want to do this rapidly. Give me number 9. So we have the Blue Ridge Ribbon panel of election process. So they put together, we have a Secretary of State race. And I'm going to, today, I always wait for the boom, there it is. And it's today. Because, see, you out there, and you know who you are, you went to every meeting, Secretary of State, you went to every Board of Election meeting, right? And you were there asking for Ed Lindsay to be thrown off. And you went to your lawmakers. I'm going to set this up for you, all right? You went to your lawmakers, and you don't want Brad Raffensperger to chair the Board of Elections. Now, if you go back just a couple years, Brad Raffensperger, current Secretary of State of Georgia, he was the chairman of the Board of Elections, right? Now, they changed this, and they removed Brad Raffensperger as the chair of the Board of Elections. And they made the chair of the Board of Elections an appointment from the governor, Brian Kemp, which is Waffle House John Favreau, as we call it. So what used to be Secretary of State in the chair position, we gave that to the governor, and the governor basically asked Brad Raffensperger, let's get along on this. And they put, I understand John spends a lot of time in the Secretary of State's office. That'd be the chairman. Now, our Secretary of State's office, we spent a lot of time wanting it separated. So we couldn't even get its own line item. Imagine the fight that we went through out there, and you know it, that we went through to get the State Board of Elections their own line item on the budget. Because Secretary of State, the budgeting for this, it's not its own. It's not its own. It's not sitting out there by itself, the State Board of Elections. It still has that SOS umbrella. And the budgeting goes in. Remember last year we had a big argument of they were not getting budget sufficiently. Now we watch the fights, and I'm going to bring this all the way around. We watch the fights. This is all a political stunt. This is all a political buildup. You're getting ready to see it come full circle. Not only, see, I don't fall for the political stunts. That's why they don't talk to me, right? That's why I don't have the guest on here with emotional comments. That's why I don't follow a certain candidate, and when they say something, I don't say shish, boom, ba, and cheer with pom-poms. I don't do it. I watch for the whole thing. Now, this is what's coming down the pike. You're going to have the John Ossoff, obviously, Senate race. You're going to have the governor's race, but you're going to have a Secretary of State's race that I'm being told this morning may have 2 more candidates. May. I don't know that. We're going to put the may out there, question mark. But right now we have Tim Fleming, we have Kelvin King, and we have Gabriel Sterling, who you all know very well. Now, so we have a Secretary of State over here. We have a state election board. You guys fought for the state election board to get enough funding for their own executive director. You guys fought so the state election board could get their own funding for investigators, right? You guys are fighting now, hoping they'll open up the Joe Rossi case and Kevin Moncla. And you're getting somehow Marjorie Taylor Greene throwing her 8 cents in. So what's this all equal up to, and where am I going with this? First of all, Tim Fleming, remember, The state election board, he did not send a letter. Now, don't forget, this is where I'm going to show you how things work, and I don't want you to misunderstand. Number 9. All right. Now, this is Tim Fleming. He's running for Secretary of State. We'll go into it another day. But remember, Tim Fleming and Victor Anderson, the co-chair of the Blue Ribbon Panel on Election Procedures that's going all around the state and really doing a presentation of Tim Fleming so you will meet him. They ask Secretary of State and write in a letter and ask the Secretary of State, knowing, can we use touch screens in the upcoming, Public Service Commission? Now, these guys know. Victor Anderson knows. Tim Fleming knows. They know what the answer is. You know what the answer is. But no, I go online and everybody's whooped up into a frenzy. I get tired of that damn whooped up into a frenzy without actually looking at the political stunts and what the hell's happening. So everybody got all whooped up in a political frenzy. Oh, paper ballots, paper ballots. Knowing these two guys knew Secretary of State Raffensperger was not going to approve it. Now, I'm getting ready to blow your mind. I really am. I think so. Now, number 10, the Honorable Brad Raffensperger. Dear Secretary, we write encouraging you to immediately consider a voluntary test program, right? So they write him a letter. Now, they know, give me number 11, when they sign this, Tim Fleming, they know when they sign this, right? And they know when they make the announcement, and they know when they heard all the applause. That's me pretending to whistle, but I'm not going to whistle. Everybody whistling, applause. All right, right? Matthew McConaughey. All right. And they know when they write this letter, he's going to say no. But you can always come back and say, but we tried. They tried. Why, they were courageous. They tried. Yes, the courage. They had courage. They tried. They knew the day they struck this letter off, the answer was no. They knew that. Now, so, and then you have Kelvin King and Janelle King, and now you've got number 15, Gabriel Sterling running. Everybody's whipping this office into a full circle. Now, remember this right here, number 27. What happened? The Office of the Secretary of State. Representative Victor Anderson, Representative Tim Fleming of the Blue Ribbon Study Committee on Election Procedures. Boy, it grabs you, right? Study Committee, Election Procedures. Hell yeah, right? Stunt. Now, so they come back and say, basically, I'm going to just throw this out here, and then you got 28, Charlene McGowan, General Counsel, right? Adding this type of double-blind count to the tabulation and certification process will boost confidence while also saving significant taxpayer dollars and disruption to current secure system that enjoys the approval of 90% of Georgians, right? The statewide pilot was an extraordinary success and confirmed the 100% accuracy of tabulated results. So she's telling you what you have now is perfect. And what Charlene McGowan is basically telling you is before you ever wrote that letter, you knew we were going to say no. You knew that. I mean, we're going to respond, but you knew the day you wrote that. Now, here's the thing. The Blue Ribbon panel did not write that letter, stay with me, and send it to the State Board of Elections, who has no power. Now, I understand what you're about to think, but wait till I get there. You have to understand, they know they didn't send the letter to the State Board of Elections to have the State Board of Elections add on and ask. Right? Now, what if they had sent it to the State Board of Elections? The State Board of Elections would have had a meeting. They'd have debated it. And then they would have sent their own letter, right, to copy this one and support that. But that's not the way it happened. Straight to the Secretary of State's office, knowing they get shot down. Secretary of State's office says, now, here's where they're going so we can move on to some other big news we have today. So, '63. Raffensperger bypasses state election board on double voting cases. Now, recently, there's been a lot of argument on what the state election board has been using their time on, right? Now, the state election board, there's multiple functions. They can pass rules for elections, but one of the core, he used to chair it. One of the core functions of the state election board is to investigate, Joe Rossi, Kevin Moncliffe, Fulton County, not to mention, but investigate what has been found in counties. So you have a county election board, very important, right? And they find that someone voted that's not on the voter roll, or they find someone voted twice, or they find something's happened in their county through their state election board. They refer it to their county board. They refer it to the state election board. And the state election board is supposed to resolve these cases. They can levy a fine. They can send it to the AG. They can send it to the local district attorney of where the person lives. But they're supposed to basically determine, like a grand jury, true bill or no bill, whether they feel it needs to go on. Now, what he is doing here is bypassing state election board on double voting cases. So number 64, you can see this here, right? And it says a total of 315 cases of fraud or error have been fully investigated and haven't yet been presented to the state election board. Now, so they go out and they investigate these, and they got a file, and it's ready, and then the investigators have to go present it to the state election board. What they are claiming, here's what they're claiming. They're claiming the state election board with Dr. Janice Johnston and, Janelle King. They're claiming the state election board is spending too much time listening to you, too much time fussing and a cussing. Not that they cuss. I just threw it out there. But fussing and a cussing and a carrying on and not doing the business it's intended to do. This is their claim, right? So, here you go, number 65, how the state election board spends its time, right? Now, rules. In 2001, 15 rules, 527 investigations. 2001. 2001. $527. I think the State Board of Elections was totally under the umbrella in 2001 of the Secretary of State's office. You better get the direction they're going, okay? Now, some of you out there might think, well, we only took the Secretary of State. We only separated the Board of Elections because of Brad Raffensperger, right? It really, if it wasn't for Brad Raffensperger, we'd have probably never gotten involved with that whole separating it from the Secretary of State's office. So here you go. They're doing an investigation here, and we'll get more into it because I have 3 more stories I have to do this morning. But see, rules 2021. But look at that, 527 investigations, 2022, 167, and 2023, 190. It's dropping off. Well, this is just 2025. It's dropping off. Now, I am going to tell you this. Give me number 66. As the board's backlog, delayed cases, some double voting allegations from 2020 and 2022 elections still haven't been heard. State Election Board John Favreira said the Secretary of State's office shouldn't try to get around the board by going straight to the prosecutors. I'm a big believer in hearing the facts and the intent and what occurred. There are some clear-cut cases, but they should at least ask our opinion. Now, what their total intent is, is to return the Georgia Secretary of State office, to return the State Board of Elections fully back under the Secretary of State. That is the intent. Watch it. Watch the race. That's the question. That's the question you got to ask Kelvin King. That's the question you got to ask Tim Fleming. That's the question you got to ask Gabriel Sterling and the maybe 2 other candidates that get in this race. Will you support a clear division, fully funded, its own budget? Because right now, let me show you this. Believe it or not, give me number 73. Right now is the time where the state Georgia collected more than $2.4 billion in taxes last month. Individual income taxes, the ones that Burt Jones wants to eliminate, compared to last August, collecting of taxes. Now, here's the point of all of this right here. State agencies had to turn in their budget requests by Friday of last week, with some exemptions. Governor Brian Kemp has told them not to ask for any increase as the state prepares for the impact of federal spending cuts. So last Friday, these offices were supposed to put in their budget requests. It's a long process. But I'm telling you right now, they want to get the State Board of Elections back under the Secretary of State's office. And they want to fully get it back under there. We shall see. Now, I'll throw this out and get away from it because I don't have much time. Where's it at? I have it here. So, 59. Let's go with MTG for just a minute before we get to Derek Dooley here. MTG for just a minute. Green not inspired by GOP candidates for Georgia governor, Senate. Now, there was a time when Green wouldn't even give a quote to the AJC. There was a time that they followed her around. They attacked her daily. She is now very well liked at MSNBC. They like her over at the AJC. Now, she has written, we've talked about this over and over. She has written that she wrote this long thing that if I ran for the Senate, I would win, but I'm not going to because I love the cash register over in the 14th that I've been living off of. I've been taking that money. Well, anyhow. And remember recently, 3-4 weeks ago or whatever it was, a month ago, she wrote that long on social media again. If I ran for governor, I would win, but I'm not because I love remember that? That was remember both times where MTG wrote and said, I would win, but Donald Trump will not endorse me. Now, she's very angry. I mean, she's trying to help the victims, as she says, for Epstein, while MSNBC and CNN are trying to take Donald Trump down. So if they take Donald Trump down and she helps the victims, I mean, really, MTG, this is what you want to do now? You're helping the victims now? Right? So she's very angry at Donald John Trump, very angry. She wanted the endorsement for governor. She wanted the endorsement for Senate. Now, if she can't get it, she's going to blow everything up. Right? So last week she wrote the letter to the DOJ. Now all of a sudden she knows Joe Rossi. Now she knows Joe Rossi. Now she knows the State Board of Elections. Now she knows the Rossi-Moncla case in Fulton County. Now she knows it. Okay, we'll go with that. She wrote the letter last week trying to blow everything up, got everybody whipped into a frenzy. Now she's going to the AJC, her newfound friends. She would not have done this. Green not inspired by GOP candidates for Georgia governor or Senate. But there you go. Nothing like go to the AJC so they can get that headline. United States Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene said she doesn't feel strongly about any of the leading candidates for U.S. Senate or governor of Georgia and is withholding her support for now. I mean, I hear stuff like this out of Marty Antoinette Kemp, that Trump didn't earn the vote, but you see, even if Trump has endorsed, call Burt Jones, tell him he better listen to BKP, because I'm putting it out there. Something's going on. I got my sniffer up. U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene said she doesn't feel strongly about any of the leading candidates for U.S. Senate or governor of Georgia and is withholding her support for now. I'm not going to endorse anyone anytime soon. Well, hell, Marjorie, even if Trump's already jumped out there? She said on the Atlanta Journal-Constitution Politically Georgia podcast, and I don't feel excited to do that right now. 60. Greene considered running for one of the posts, but ultimately decided to seek a fourth term. So, Greene said the Georgia Republicans running for Senate and governor are not talking about what matters to voters most, like crime, improving the education system, addressing the environmental impact of of data centers and power AI and securing the border. U.S. Mike Collins, who is running for Senate, was the primary sponsor of the bill. She also said she has been turned off by candidates whose immigration message has been focused on Laken Riley, the college student killed. Oh, wow. So MTG, what did I tell you yesterday? Number 61, I'm looking for serious candidates, Green said. I'm looking for candidates that have compassion for Laken Riley's mother and sister, not dragging her face and the killer on TV every day while still being able to maintain the issue of crime and secure borders. Overall, Green says she's turned off and not interested in the campaigns right now. She declined to back Collins, Carter, or former football coach Derek Dooley in the Senate contest, or Burt Jones, Attorney General Chris Carr, or Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Green said she's worried other GOP voters are also checked out. I have to tell you, Donald, you really ticked off this, what was she, the bleach blonde bicep butch, what did they call her? I don't know what they call her. Donald, you really ticked her off. She thinks you owed her, Donald. She's ready to just blow every damn thing up. She is. And she's doing it every single day. Because she will go back as the 14th District member of Congress. And if they're in the minority, so what? She's been there before. And if they're in the minority, she can go outside every day and yell that the Democrats are trying to turn people gay with water and gay frogs or whatever she wants to do. And she'll get attention, right? They'll need her on that side. She's on this side now. If Democrats win, they want her over here for the, TV program. Wow. Overall, Green said, the primary for both. Green said she worries other GOP voters are also checked out. The recent overperformance of the Democrat candidate running for special election for the state Senate and Republican leading district is her latest data point. I think she watches the show. I really do. Oh, by the way, they assign people. They swear they don't, but they assign people to watch this show. Oh, yes, they do. Would that be State Senate 51? Would that be North Fulton, Cherokee County? Would that be, let's see, who has said that? She's worried GOP, the recent overperformance of a Democrat candidate. We talk about it every day. Number 62, Democrat Deborah Shingley took the top spot in the last month's election, roughly 40%. Shingley did 10% points better than the last Democrat. Green said these election results indicate Republican voters have completely checked out. She said party leaders may have become complacent over 2024 election that put Donald Trump in the White House. So let me speak. Can you excuse me just a minute so I can speak directly to MTG? Marjorie, how are you today? I hope you're doing well, you dumbass. Because guess what? I did not lose focus. And guess what, Marjorie? You remember the money, the time, and the effort you spent to get rid of me? You remember that, Marjorie? Remember what all you did to get rid of me? And remember, Marjorie, you endorsed Josh McCoon. You're like the first one that endorsed Josh McCoon for the Georgia GOP Inc. Remember that, Marjorie? Right? Remember we tried to tell you? Because I'll never forget the tweet you put out on me that I must resign immediately, right? What? Are you crying now because Donald didn't chase your fake bleached blonde ass down the hallway in your red dress and say, Marjorie, can I please endorse you for governor? Marjorie, can I please endorse you for Senate? What's the matter, Marjorie? What's really got you upset? So you go to the AJC now, right? The people that trashed you for years, and you say, well, they've checked out. She said party leaders may have become complacent after 2024 election that put Donald Trump back in the White House. Marjorie, you got it. That's how we feel, okay? I don't care. Spend another 10 grand or whatever you spend. You got so much million. What did you spend last time attacking me, trying to put a false, fake story out? Right, Marjorie? Remember that false, fake story that you help, along with others to put out? So, but that won't necessarily translate into 2026, Green said. I'm not inspired, and I'm a pretty good bellwether, she said. If I'm not inspired, there's a lot of other people that are not inspired. Marjorie Taylor Greene, okay? Marjorie Taylor Greene, do not forget number 74. This is the person the AJC totally crapped on. And I told you this a while back. The AJC has really been working hard to normalize her, hoping that she would run for Senate. But now they love the fact that they can use her. They can use her to help blow up Georgia. Right? Now, that being said, how about this one here? I mean, we can go into this a lot further. I mean, this woman is very angry at Donald J. Trump. She's very angry. Mike Collins, Burt Jones. Burt Jones been endorsed by Donald J. Trump. Oh, by the way, number 68, Misha Maynard. Remember Misha Maynard? We got to hurry up. I got 15 minutes. I got 2 more stories to do. Remember Misha? Ex-Democrat. Right? Misha Maynard launches. She's going to run. She lost her district. She's going to run. Okay, I will. I promise. Okay. How do you spell her name? Mesha, M-E-S-H-A. M-E-S-H. Okay, Misha Maynard. Hold on a minute. Hi. I hope all is well. I see you have announced your candidacy for state state school. Hold on. Super. Can I call you around to this afternoon?
Hey, your audio's messed up again. It's got that clicking.
Okay, is it still messed up? Still messed up? Still messed up?
Yeah, it's like a click, 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 click. You may need to change your cord this afternoon.
Is it still messed up? Is it still messed up?
Now.
I know why. I'll fix it later if it's okay now. All right, so I just wanted to, before I forgot about it, I get sidetracked. I've got attention deficit disorder and I'm not medicated. Diane, did you hear that? Holy crap. All right, so I wanted to send her a message. I want to see if she'll take a call from me this afternoon. If she answers me before the show's over, I'll let you know. So Misha Maynard, right? Ex-Democrat Misha Maynard launches GOP bid for state school superintendent. I'd like to know, give me number 69. Here she is here. She switched parties last year knowing she would lose. She's going to challenge Richard Wood. And give me number 70. This is Richard Wood right here, the current school superintendent. So this is going to light up a little bit. We'll see what's going on there. Now, this is I will let you know because I'm going to try to talk to her today. I can't tell you what I'm about to do. Oh, Diane, I can't tell you what I'm about to do, okay? Then I know, right, Diane, why even number 71? So it concerns Derek Dooley, and it's not bad. There's nothing bad about it, but I can't tell you what I'm about to do, and I can't share it until Monday. Is today Tuesday? Tuesday. I can't share it until Monday. I cannot tell you. But this is what I told you was happening and why you watched the show. Remember, we followed this guy's campaign all the way out of the box. From him, they just threw everything right out to begin with. The guy didn't vote a couple times. He didn't register Republican. He never gave Trump a dime. He was too busy coaching to go and cast a ballot. He couldn't even get an absentee ballot. He was busy losing football games or whatever, right? They got that out there. They got it out there. Mike Collins did an ad on it. Everybody went after it. Boom, it's over. Now, is it completely over? No. But his lack of voting is over. Then what they did, because I know Cody Hall and I know Kemp's team, and I know how they operate. And I watched this. In fact, even though I don't agree, they are masters at their craft. They are. They're masters at their craft. Boom, let's throw that out there. Then we know what they did. Remember, we told you this. They went and they put him in some media at the same time. Couple weeks, 2-3 weeks tops, but Martha Zoller, right? A couple like that. Martha Zoller will, carry water and follow the rules as long as she's getting access. We'll leave it at that right now. We'll call it access. Wink, wink, right, Martha? But they send him up to sit down with her. They send him up to sit down with a couple people that are very friendly to Governor Brian Kemp. And this was all timed out, right? Then they put him in front of some businessmen and small groups. No recordings, was not leaked anywhere. They were not leaked. And they got a couple pictures, and they recorded it and talked to him about his answers. Then they started letting him do a couple public spots. Monday, I will have a major report on him Monday, okay? But they started putting him in a couple speaking slots, and they selectively let a couple people approach him and shake his hand for pictures. This is all coming along. Now, they're so easy to predict. And this is why when I keep saying you watch the show. Now, so this guy right here, then we have the leaked. Folks, stop falling for the bullshit. Tune in here. The next time you're like, oh my God, that Brian Kemp meeting with donors was leaked. Did you see that? Did you hear that? No. I told you here. No, it was put out as a leak, but it was put out intentional. Brian Kemp has met with John Thune. He's met with Donald Trump. He's met with big donors at Sea Island, right? Brian Kemp has met with a lot of people, and no leaks in the bass boat. But this particular time with the donors, right? With the donors, this particular time here, oh, you can't make this up. There was a leak. And what did the audio say in the leak? Hey, look, a guy in the 10th district, in a real red 10th district that has the kind of voting record that he has, cannot beat John Ossoff. Hold on to your money. Oh my God, the leak. That was intentional. That was put out there, right? Let's see the reaction. Let's see what happens. Keep going. Then, Derek Dooley, in the last couple weeks, he can't say Trump enough. But it seems like not this past Saturday before last, the Marshall game at UGA with Vince Dooley's statue there, I think, Brian Kemp endorsed him. Brian and Marty Antoinette Kemp with Amy Porter. Diane, you got to come back to 71. But remember, this is the team. Number 7, here's the endorsement. I'm going to bring it all the way around. You got to get ready for this. Here you go. Number 7, right? Endorsement. Both of them, Kemp wearing his Dooley sticker. Number 8, here is Marie Antoinette Kemp. That would be Marty. Let them eat cake while we make enormous buku. We're going to make enormous buku bucks here. All right? We're making some serious scratch. So there's Marty, Brian, and that's Amy Porter. So every dime that these big donors bring in, or dollar, maybe a dime falls off. They got family affair, right? Dime falls off. I've heard that these people can make 14 mil off this. Could. We'll see. Now, let's go back. So you got the endorsement. Now, what do you got? I got to find that because I got to read something. And this could be a 2-hour show, but it's not. I got to make a phone call because I got somebody that says they're going to run for office and they want to talk to me. That's all day. So here's what we got, right? Now, this guy here can't say Trump enough. Can't say Trump enough. It's Trump this and Trump that, and I support Trump, and I'm bump Trump, and I'm over here for Trump, and I'm the Trump guy here. Keep saying it and saying it. I like Trump. Now, and he had an eye-opening, COVID was an eye-opening experience. So I told you this. I told you this when this came out, to watch. Now, Trump has not endorsed anyone. No, he hasn't endorsed anyone. But keep in mind, Brian Kemp just the other day sent those 300 National Guard up there. Wonder what's happening. Brian Kemp said he sent 300 Georgia National Guard to Washington, D.C. So Trump can see Brian Kemp supporting him in Washington, D.C. I do not know this, but did Kemp call and say, or did Nick Saban, did Alabama Jones, remember Alabama Jones, Nick Saban, right? Did Alabama Jones call and say, Mr. President, what we got to do to get him an endorsement? Well, tell Kemp to call me. Mr. President, how can I help you? Send send me some National Guard up here. I don't know. It's politics, folks, and everything is spinning. Now, I will tell you this, not to anger you. Do you understand? This has no anger in it whatsoever from you. But the Collins campaign has cooled off. And the Derek Dooley campaign is building steam. Now, what Donald Trump does, and I'm not telling you he's going to endorse Derek Dooley. No. And I'm not going to tell you that he's happy with Brian Kemp or Marty Antoinette Kemp. No. But I will tell you this. Donald Trump will, A, sit on the sideline, or B, wait and see who's raising the most money and can make him look the best. Now, I'm just saying. If Donald Trump endorses this guy, will you flip for Mike Collins and go for him because Donald Trump told you? Now, keep all that in mind as we wrap this up. Big money. It's all a setup, folks. Everything here is a setup. Republican Senate hopeful Derek Dooley has landed a heavyweight. He brought in a big fish. Big fish. He's in the boat. Executive Don Lieberman III, a GOP mega donor, will serve as a campaign chair. That gives the former football coach a well-connected financier with a national donor network. It's another clear sign of Brian Kemp's imprint on Dooley's outsider campaign. Kemp and Lieberman III are longtime allies. The governor has urged donors to go all in for Dooley's campaign to win the GOP nod. Derek Dooley is the only political outsider in the race and the only candidate who can defeat John Ossoff next November, Lieberman, the donor, said. Lieberman III, head of the Georgia Crown Distributing, has poured roughly $700 million into Donald Trump's presidential campaigns over the last 2 cycles, plus more than $1 million to Republican National Committee and various GOP causes. I think that might be more than Burt Jones's dad. And he got the endorsement. Yes. This may be more. He may have poured more into Donald Trump campaigns than Burt Jones's dad. And we know that Donald Trump, Burt Jones cashed a check on that endorsement. I'm just saying, pay attention. All right. He also, now, this is important to the story. Number 72, Kemp and Lieberman, long time, blah, blah, blah. He also dropped more than $20,000 to back U.S. Mike Collins of Jackson since his first congressional run in 2014. Collins is now one of Dooley's top rivals. The fight to lock up donors is quickly escalating. Now, what this is this is exactly 100% where we're at today, what I've told you in this campaign all along. And here's where we're at. I told you to look at the donations. If remember this, Collins, right here, take that down so I can do some hand signals, okay? Remember what I told you all along. Collins right here, right? Kickoff right here. Dooley here. Didn't vote 2016, didn't vote 2020, blah, 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 blah. And I said, watch if these campaigns go like that. Remember, this is Collins. Watch if they go like this, right? And watch the donors. If the donors over here start slowing down, and over here he picks up steam with Brian Kemp, see what happens. That is exactly 100% where we are at today in this campaign. That's why you pay attention to the show. That's why I work so hard, and I do. Diane and I work so hard. That's why the two of us worked so hard to bring this information to you. And give me number 26. We'll close with this. I've always thought this was funny. This is not, we don't know what Brad Raffensperger is going to do yet, but I think this is hilarious that Candace Taylor in the 1st District had the nerve to go on, this was yesterday, is Brad Raffensperger so delusional and out of touch with reality that running for governor sounds like a good idea to him? Would this be the same Candace Taylor that claimed that she actually won the governor's race? And got, I don't know, she got 3%. And is she delusional to think that she's going to run in the 1st District and win as a member of Congress? And she calls Brad Raffensperger delusional? Just saying. All right, Diane, let's get out of here. I think I know what happened. We'll talk a little later. I'll text you if you got a free minute. I want to have about a 3-minute conversation about audio. I'll text you first. No big deal. God bless you. I love you. Look what they're doing to our kids. Take us out of here. We'll see you tomorrow morning.